Again, we're doing homework notes. This is Math 2, Unit 13, Lesson 1. What I want you guys to do, we're going to do things a little out of order. I want you to flip over to the third page in this packet. This is the first. The back is the second. This one is the third. It starts with number 25.
Oh, that's great.
Does everybody see it?
No, I don't. Bruh.
Okay, open up. Hey, guys. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly give you formulas that you will be using on this page. So, first one is area of a rectangle.
Is this the one where you use the pi?
We will be, not with the rectangle, but we will with the circle. Okay, area of a rectangle or a square, because a square is a rectangle. Guys, a rectangle's definition is it's a parallelogram with 4 congruent angles, with 4 right angles, and a square has 4 right angles. So a square is a parallel or a rectangle. All right, so what's the formula for the area of a rectangle?
Length times height.
Length times width or base times height, either one would work. Okay, so let's go to number 25 and work it out. Area equals, because it says find the area, round your answer to the nearest tenth. Okay, and include units with your answer. So I'm going to do 1.7 times what?
3.
All right, plug that in your calculator, please.
5.1.
Okay, so 5.1 centimeters, centimeters squared, or centimeters cubed?
Centimeters squared.
Squared, that's your answer. Okay, questions on that one?
This is easy.
All right, next formula I'm going to give you is area, or review with you, because you've had all these before since elementary school and middle school. Area of a triangle. Does anybody remember that one?
Basically, it's like a review for what we
Yes.
Oh, is it like sort of?
Okay.
By over
Okay.
2 divided by 2.
Length times width divided by 2, or base times height divided by 2. Or do any of you guys write it 1/2 base times height?
Yeah.
No,
That's how I typically write it, but base times height divided by 2, they both work, they are the same. Okay, so find a triangle, that's number 26. Everybody ready? What's the base?
11.
And what's the height?
5.4.
One thing you have to know is your base and your height must always be perpendicular. Your base and your height always have to be perpendicular. Is this base perpendicular to this height?
Nah.
Is this base perpendicular to this height? Okay, so multiply those together, please. Oh, what did I forget? Divide by 2. Multiply and divide.
29.7.
Once you divide by 2, is it 29.7?
Yep.
And what's our units? Miles what?
On squared.
Squared. Okay, before we do our next one, I'm going to jump to 27. And I want all of you guys to quickly find this side using Pythagorean's theorem.
Wait, is that the
A squared?
A squared plus B squared equals C squared?
Yes. Okay,
What do you do after that?
listening. Remember when you use this, the most important piece is to know where your C is. C is always one of the legs or the hypotenuse. That's a question. Hypotenuse. What's the hypotenuse in this picture? Unknown, 6 or 10. Do you agree that 10 is the hypotenuse? It's always opposite the 90. So this could be your A, this could be your B, and that can be your C. So A squared plus 6 squared equals 10 squared. It works out nicely. Go ahead and do it. Square, subtract, square root. They're over here by the microwave. Thank you. After you subtract and square root, what do you get for A?
Hold on.
All right, I'll let you guys finish. This is 36. This is 100. Subtract the 36. And then square root both sides. So he said A squared equals 64. A equals what?
8.
8. Okay. So I'm going to put an 8 over here. And here's the question I have for you guys. Everybody listening?
Yes.
Listening. Okay, right here, when you're doing, guys, please stop the talking. Right here, when you're doing 1/2 base times height or base times height divided by 2, I only need my base and my height. I have 3 sides, an 8, a 6, and a 10. Which 2 should I use for the base and the height? And does it matter?
Yes, it does.
It does matter. Which 2?
8 and 6,
Okay, why?
because the 8 is the height.
Okay. Because the 8 is the height. Anyone else? Who's on the right track?
And
There's a word I'm looking for that I mentioned earlier.
Wait, say
Okay.
it again.
what's the start with?
Okay, hold on. The question I asked, of these 3 sides, which one is my base and height? Which 2 should I use?
6.
Okay, why?
Because it's not the hypotenuse.
Okay, because it's not the hypotenuse and it has to be what?
Perpendicular.
They have to be perpendicular. The only 2 sides here that are perpendicular are the 8 and the 6. Would you agree? Okay, so when you do your area, you do 8 times 6 divide by 2. Okay, so 24 what?
24 and
Meters squared? Okay, questions on that one? Okay, I'm going to come down here really quick. I'm not going to do it, but I do want to talk about it. Number 34. What is the base here? That's what we don't know. That's your x. What's the height? Can you guys see that right here? This is what you're finding the area of,
it already gave you that.
or that's the area they gave you. Please stop. Why do I have this extended dot, dot, dot out here like this? Because the height has to be what to the base? Perpendicular. So when I come up perpendicular, I don't reach that corner, so I have to extend outward. Okay, I'm going to come up and give you the last formula that you need for this particular page, and that would be area of a what?
Circle.
Circle. Okay, anybody remember it?
What?
Christian?
For what?
Area of a circle?
Oh, yeah, power squared.
Pi r squared. Good job.
Like you right now.
Guys, stop the talking. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Okay, pi r squared. So let's go to number 29.
You stepped on my shoe?
Okay. Isaac. Isaac. Okay. Area equals pi blank squared. What is my radius in this picture?
24. 5.9. No, 5.9.
5.9. Square 5.9 in your calculator. 5.9 times 5.9 times what is pi?
3.14.
3.14. If you have a pi key on your calculator, some of you do, you can use it. You'll get more of an accurate answer if you use the pi key. If you use 3.14, that's okay. I will accept that answer as well. Okay, so area equals 109.3 centimeters squared. Did anybody use the pi key? Did you get 109.4? Yes? What is that? Oh, so 109.4 when you round it. Yes? Okay, so close, that's good. 109.4, 109.3. Stop the talking, please. All right. You're going to, whatever I don't do with you, you're going to do on your own. Right now, I want you to take this worksheet and flip back up to the first page, right here. Can everybody flip back up to this page here? Okay. I want everyone on your own reading the definition of a prism. On your own, you're reading the definition of a prism and the example that is given. First page. Reading? Okay. How many bases does a prism have?
2 bases that
Now-
are congruent and parallel.
Thank you. They have to be congruent and parallel. So kids will say, oh, this rectangle here is one of my bases. No, it's not.
No.
This is the base, and this is a base. Do you guys see that? Okay, so it's called a what type of prism?
Triangular.
Triangular prism. Okay.
Triangular.
Next one, I want you to read and shade the base on the pyramid as well.
Which one? The first one? Number one?
Oh, I hate this.
All right. How many bases does a pyramid have?
2.
Read it. How many bases?
A 1.
One base and faces that meet at one point. Does everybody see that? Here's your base. And here are the faces that meet at one point. Okay. What's the name of this base right here? What type of base? So it's a triangular pyramid. Okay. I do not. Okay. Next one. Cylinder.
Circular base.
Read it on your own. A prism with what?
Circular base.
Okay, so is it very much like a prism or a pyramid?
Prism.
It's like a prism. It's exactly like a prism. It is. Thank you. It says it right there. It is a prism, but it's a specific prism
Cylinder.
because it has bases that are circles. Those circles will be congruent and parallel like a can. Shh, guys. Okay. Read for your cone.
I already read.
How many bases?
Circular. 1.
One. Is it like a pyramid? Does it say that there?
Yes, a pyramid with a circular base.
Okay. Shh, guys. All right. A sphere. Read it to yourself. And does a sphere have a base?
No.
No base.
It has an X with this.
Okay. Guys. Okay. Number 1. Classify each solid. Highlight the bases. If the solid does not have a base, write no base. I'm going to use a pencil and shade. If you want to use a highlighter and color it in, that's up to you. Okay. Pyramid or prism?
Pyramid.
Because it has only one base. Would everybody agree the base is down right here?
Yeah.
What shape is this base? Triangle, square, rectangle,
It's a
hexagon?
rectangular base.
Thank you. It's a rectangular base. So rectangular pyramid. Yes. Okay. I am going to jump around a little bit. I'm going to jump to number 3. What are my bases on number 3? Okay, you know what? Can you guys do me a favor? Think of this as being a prism on the desk. This is the top, the bottom, and then these are the sides here. Where are my bases? Top and bottom, or one of these faces?
Sides.
One of the
Top and
sides.
bottom.
Bases have to be congruent and parallel. He's saying the triangles. Do you guys agree?
C's and
So what I already said it earlier. Is this a pyramid or a prism?
prism.
What kind of prism?
Triangular prism.
Triangular prism. Okay, I'm going to jump over to number 4. It has one base. One base is either a cone or a pyramid. What is it?
The cone.
Okay, can you guys count the number of sides on your base?
It's an octagon.
Okay, octagon is 8 sides.
Octangular prism.
Hexagon is correct. Hexagon is a 6-sided polygon. So what would we call it? A hexagonal
Hexagonal pyramid. Cone.
pyramid.
I don't know.
Okay, why is it a pyramid? One base
It just looks.
and faces that meet at one point. Oh, and shade in your base or highlight in, colored in. Okay, I'm going to jump to number 7. That one's a little tricky. Some kids struggle with that one.
What is that? A trapezoid?
Okay, so picture this is your bottom, your top,
There's 4.
your front, your back, your right, and your left. Can you guys see that? These 2 pieces here, my right and my left, my top and my bottom, my front and my back. Which 2 are your faces?
The front and the back.
Okay, front and back. Everyone else? Anyone else?
No face.
I had some kids say that these two here are my faces, or bases. Can anybody tell me why those would not be the bases? Yes. They're not parallel, right. They look congruent, but they're not parallel. Okay, now before we get to that, can anybody tell me what, then another kid said, well, these two here are parallel, but still, they're not what? They're not the same size, right? Because they have to be same size and parallel, or congruent and parallel. So you guys said it, it's the what? Front and back. What is the shape that is in the front as well as the back? Trapezoid. Trapezoidal. Pyramid or prism?
Pyramid. Well, no, prism.
Prism. Okay, go ahead and keep working. You guys are working on the rest on your own. We're going to do some more. We're going to do some drawing together in just a little bit. But the drawing's on the back page. But for now, I want you guys working on the front page.